Welcome to OC News. I'm Alexis Moffitt.
And I'm Rebecca Walzak. OC News is brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism Department at Cal State Fullerton.
Students at Cal State Fullerton might be paying more to go to school. That is, if the Student Success Initiative passes, students could expect a fee increase of up to $240.
Hi, I'm here live from the campus of Cal State Fullerton, where students are up in arms over a proposed fee that'll be $240.50 called the Student Success Initiative Program. In a little over an hour, there will be another conference where students can express their thoughts on the proposed fee. There are only two left, and after the first two had low turnout, we're all in hope that students will turn out more in force and give students a voice so that we don't have to pay this proposed fee. Reporting live from the campus of Cal State Fullerton, I'm Ryan Stasser. Back to you guys in the studio.
Tax season is upon us. It's a stressful time for many people, and for students having to deal with midterms and research papers, add a tax return to the mix and things get ugly. But as Amanda Newell reports, a program is available here on campus to help. And the best part is, it's free.
I'm here at Mahalo School of Business and Economics, where I had an opportunity to get a look at an IRS-sponsored program offered here at Cal State Fullerton that offers free tax assistance. On Saturday, members of the Orange County community came to the Mahalo School of Business and Economics for free assistance with filing their taxes.
So last year I didn't get my taxes done here. So it's a new experience, and I decided if it's offered at school, I might as well just take the opportunity.
Volunteer Information Tax Assistance is a program sponsored by the IRS that is offered here at Cal State Fullerton. Certified alumni and student volunteers help prepare tax returns for low-income families and individuals who earn less than $58,000 annually.
Let's say if a family have, let's say, around $58,000 or $59,000, but they have a lot of dependents, and they have a lot of their household's pretty big. So I can make the judgment, okay, based on that scenario, even if they make $59,000, we are willing to take them.
Volunteers here at the Volunteer Information Tax Assistance are currently helping clients file their taxes for this year. They're required to get certified and work a certain number of hours in order to help these clients with their taxes.
We get the training from the IRS. We have to pass the online exam to be certified, and we have different level. We have basic, we have advanced, we have cancellation of debt, we have health saving account, we have foreign student, we have military.
Now, I spoke with a volunteer who is one of few that has an international certification, meaning she's one of the only ones that can file an international tax return. If you are interested in this program, they're holding it until the end of tax season, every Thursday from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. here at the Mahalo School of Business and Economics in room 2113. I'm Amanda Newell for OC News.
As the Ukrainian crisis continues, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry met with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov to discuss more. CNN's Polo Sandoval has the update.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry met face-to-face with his Russian counterpart, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, in Paris. The sit-down was one of the latest promising signs of diplomacy efforts as tensions remain high in Ukraine. President Barack Obama discussed a possible off-ramp diplomatic scenario for Russian President Vladimir Putin with German Chancellor Angela Merkel, a road that would address some of Putin's chief concerns for Russia's interests in the region. Meanwhile, pressure may be mounting on the financial front. As the U.S. builds a case for economic sanctions against Russia, European Union leaders plan to meet Thursday in Brussels to discuss a similar response. That meeting will come as U.S. lawmakers gather to push a bipartisan response to the crisis in support of the Obama administration. Also on Capitol Hill, Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel addressed the U.S. military's current role in the Ukraine strategy.
Earlier this week, directed the Department of Defense to suspend all military-to-military engagements and exercises with Russia.
Russia responding with threats of its own. Lawmakers in Moscow want to confiscate assets belonging to U.S. and European companies should sanctions against Russian interests be imposed. The tough talk is now part of the ongoing global war of words. Reporting in Washington, I'm Polo Sandoval.
Sunshine has finally made its way back to Southern California. Let's turn now to Jose Campos, who has the very latest weather forecast.
Good afternoon, everyone. And after a few days of rain, the storm system that was affecting Southern California is finally gone. And you may want to start getting ready to go out this week because the temperatures are looking to be in the mid-70s and 80s. So here in Fullerton, we currently have temperatures in between 77 and 54. Tomorrow, it'll be a sunny day with temps in the mid-70s and 55. Then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it'll be a perfect day to go out. And especially if you want to go to the beach, the temperatures will be in between 75 and 54. Across the nation, temperatures are not changing much. It's still a lot of snow in some areas of the north and the east coast. So we have New York with 38, Boston 27, Chicago with 24. Then in the south, we got warmer temperatures with Houston 51, Miami 82. And then finally in the west coast, we have Los Angeles with 66 degrees. And this coming Sunday, March 9, we start with the daylight saving time, so don't forget to move the time in your clocks 1 hour forward. Otherwise, you don't want to be late to school, work, or any appointment the next day. That's all I have for you today. Back to you.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at Cal State Fullerton sports. Men's and women's basketball teams had a great season. We'll explain.
And there's a new fitness guru helping families get in shape. But this new trainer is under the age of 1. Yeah, you heard me right. Under the age of 1. We'll have that story. Don't go away.
You ever think about buying a bigger place? Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy. There is no credit fairy. How else will I get a better credit score? Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it. No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Few airline pilots are women, and one pilot learned through a napkin left on a plane that some people want to keep it that way. Shannon Patterson has the details.
When you fly Canada's major airlines, the voice from the cockpit is usually male.
Almost every day people I find are a little bit surprised.
Surprised that this Surrey mother of 2 is at the controls.
With WestJet, 9.5 years.
Carrie Stacy knows she's the exception, but this veteran pilot never expected this.
First reaction was shock.
A napkin left on a passenger seat after a flight from Calgary to Victoria that read, "The cockpit of an airliner is no place for a woman. A woman being a mother is the most honor. I wish WestJet would tell me a fair lady is at the helm so I could book another flight."
The flight attendants were all ladies, and all of us had our mouths open and in shock. We really didn't know what to say. And I also had a gentleman flying with me, and he felt the same way. I mean, we were all in shock.
In a statement, WestJet said, "We are enormously proud of the professionalism, skills, and expertise of our pilots, and we find this note very disappointing."
It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Women are as good or maybe even better pilots.
Pre-landing checks completed.
Anna Serbanenko is a pilot and instructor at Canadian Flight Center in Delta, where between 10 and 25% of students are women.
Sometimes you get into this old boys club, and as a woman you have to fight your way through it, and the only real way to get through it is just by your pilot skills, and you have to be sharper, better.
I just hope that that mindset can change, and with like it has in a lot of professions.
Stacy refused to be embarrassed by the napkin. She posted it on Facebook.
I haven't read one thing that's not supportive. I mean, I have to think that that's a very much not a common opinion among the general public.
And rather than convince women not to become pilots,
hopefully it inspires people that's my biggest hope.
Shannon Patterson, CTV News, Surrey.
Did you know that March is National Nutrition Month? It's time to rethink some of what we're eating and spending. That includes what we're spending at the grocery store. CNN's Holly Furfer takes a look at how you can eat right without breaking the bank.
Eating right on a budget starts with a little planning. Before you head to the grocery store,
plan out your meals in advance, make a grocery shopping list, and stick to that list when you're shopping.
And although it may be a little more trouble, double a recipe from time to time so you can freeze part of it for another day. Buying in bulk is often cheaper. Registered dietitians recommend filling half your plate with fruits and veggies, and buying ones that are in season is often cheaper. Fill the other half of your plate with whole grains and lean meats. And if you want to save a little on that meat,
one way to make your meat dollars go further is by adding beans to the mixture, and then you can stretch the meat and actually use less in the same dish.
Controlling portion size is another way to help your budget. Experts say if something is in front of us, we tend to eat it, even when we're full. So try using smaller plates. And finally, save going out to eat for special occasions. Dining out is almost always more expensive than cooking your own. And if you get tired of doing all of the work, well, get the kids to help. For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
In other news, did you guys hear about the 6-month-old baby who has a new breakout workout? Get this, she is the instructor. CNN's Jeannie Moose shows all of the news about her biceps.
So long, Richard Simmons. Fond as we are of the Jane Fonda workout, exhale. It's time to inhale this.
Today, you do the Lillian workout. Okay,
even if Lillian, the instructor...
Oh, and then we do this. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Ooh, it's hard.
Is only 6, going on 7 months.
Ooh.
This Tennessee baby's workout has over 500,000 reps on YouTube.
Superman. Raise your feet up. Raise your feet up.
And she does them all the time. You put her on the ground and she's up and then she's down and she's making those little sweet noises and we just love it.
Michael Stansberry and his wife have 4 kids, but it's their youngest who's burning up the internet with her exercise routine. Call them push-ups or planks or yoga cobras. Whatever you call them, Lillian does 8 of them.
Come on. Get up. Nice job. Nice job. Okay. Yep. Ooh, do the swim.
Staring into the iPad that's recording them.
Okay, to the left. All right. Oh, gosh.
So Dad can mimic his daughter. Already fans are raving about the results they've gotten from the Lillian workout. I lost 10 pounds just watching this.
I cannot verify that.
If nothing else, this baby-inspired workout will strengthen your muscles.
Superman. Head to the ground. To the left. To the right. This way. I love you.
Followed by a touch and then a tickle. Can we see her biceps? Does she have biceps?
Yeah, you can see her biceps. Look at those things.
With muscles like those at almost 7 months, next thing you know, she'll be weightlifting. And the Lillian's workout is over in a mere minute and a half, never fear. Coming soon, the Lillian workout 2.
This time, it's going to be a little bit tougher.
Just think, a workout instructor before she's even learned
your ABCs, so come on.
She's doing the locomotion with Daddy. Jeannie Moose, CNN, New York.
Come on, baby, here we go.
Let's talk about a homeless man that makes a popular Southland golf course in his home away from home. Tatiana Coover has the story.
Herein lies the Dos Lagos Golf Course. Often described as both relaxing and challenging, Dos Lagos has attracted many Southland golfers for a very nature-inspired round of golf.
The golf course is a very beautiful course. It's fairly new. I enjoy playing here. I enjoy playing here quite a bit.
It's beautiful. I love this golf course. I could easily spend the night here if I want. I do feel safe.
While the beauty of Dos Lagos attracts golfers and serves as an environmentally safe place for woodland creatures to call home, it also proves to be the home of a mysterious and unwelcomed visitor.
Thank you for calling your Dos Lagos Golf Course. This is Kathy. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm course number 9. The gentleman here, he kind of seems out of place at the moment. I think he might be homeless, but he's walking around is kind of distracting.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. We're going to send someone out there right away.
I'm standing here at the Dos Lagos Golf Course where behind me you'll see a bridge. And it is here where golfers and staff have reported the suspicious activity of a mystery man seen hiding around and below this very bridge. What do you think of the homeless guy that
He
lives
creeps
here?
me out. He's awkward. Because would you expect to see a homeless guy on a golf course?
I caught him over here looking through the cigarette little holders, and basically he was just looking for cigarettes. And I was like, I was like, hi, can I help you? And he's just like, oh, I'm just looking for tobacco. So, I mean, he didn't really seem like aggressive or mean or anything like that.
Though this homeless man doesn't appear to pose a direct threat, the Dos Lagos management team has taken necessary action to address this issue.
We've been approached by the Sheriff's Department from Lake Elsinore that he is wanted and the crime they didn't specify. They've said if you see him, please call us right away, call dispatch. We'll send somebody there, try and follow him if you can, tell us what he's wearing, approximate height and everything. But typically we've done that a couple times, and when they've shown up, he's vanished.
While attempts to find this homeless man have proven unsuccessful, the search continues by local authorities and by request of golf course management. In the meantime, golfers continue to visit but are warned to take precaution and report any suspicious activity that would lead authorities to locate this homeless man who has made Dos Lagos his home. For OC News, I'm Tatiana Coover reporting.
Let's go to Jesse Gawali, who has some exciting updates from some of our teams on campus.
Thank you, guys. When we last checked in with the Titans baseball team, they were hitting the road to take on the 9th-ranked Oregon Ducks. Rain delays couldn't stop Fullerton as they secured a sweep of the Ducks in competitive fashion. Though the Titans poured it on the Ducks in the series' first game, 9-2, the next 2 ball games were close, and it took some 9th-inning heroics from first baseman J.D. Davis and outfielder Greg Velasquez to hold off the Ducks. This series sweep moves the Titans to 7-3 on the season. The teams take a 5-game win streak and a 4th seed national ranking into Waco, Texas this weekend to take on the unranked Baylor Bears. As we dribble on to the next story, good news for both men and women's basketball as they finish their seasons with fantastic news. Both teams have battled to 5th in their divisions over the season, and with just a few games left to play, they've already clinched their spot in the Big West playoff tournament. The men's basketball team played some of their best conference games of the season as they edged out the CSUN Matadors 82-81 last Thursday and took care of business with Long Beach State 49ers 84-76 Saturday night. Though they trailed going into the second half against the 49ers, senior guard Michael Williams poured in 20 of his 28 points in the second half to lift the Titans to victory. While their seeding is still to be determined, the Titans will take on the conference-leading UCI Anteaters this week. Going to women's basketball, the team split their games last week against the Matadors and 49ers in 2 very lopsided games. After losing to CSUN by 20 on Thursday, the Lady Titans blew out Long Beach State on the road 71-55. They are guaranteed a spot in the Big West tournament and take this good news on the road to compete the season sweep of UC Irvine. Women's softball will be well rested for 7 games in 6 days after the Long Beach Fullerton tournament was rained out this past weekend. Fullerton was only able to compete in the first game of the tournament against Oregon State, losing 5-2. A couple of early mistakes cost the lead early, and they couldn't rally a comeback. Fullerton beat Loyola to start this week's slate of games 3-2, but the marathon is just beginning. They'll need to keep their winning ways intact as they head into the Judy Garman Classic Tournament Thursday through Sunday. They'll face Fresno State, San Jose State, Nebraska, Arizona, and Wisconsin. At 12-7 on the season, the Titans lead the Big West in wins and can stake their place atop the division with a solid outing this weekend. Women's soccer is back. Last season brought great news for the Titans as they were crowned Big West Conference champions. This year, they aim to keep that momentum going as they ready themselves for their spring schedule. Joining 15 returning players from last year, a cast of 10 new Titans will join an already balanced soccer squad. Head coach Damian Brown is pleased with the recruiting class and was quoted as saying, "I feel that we have added some outstanding players in positions that are extremely important to our program's success." While we welcome you to March, There are some other exciting sporting events to talk about. Selection Sunday is only a few days away as we find out which teams were fortunate enough to make this year's March Madness tournament. Let's see if this is the year I can finally fill out my perfect bracket. And in more global news, the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks will travel down under to Sydney, Australia to kick off the Major League Baseball season on March 22nd. I know I can't wait for baseball season to start because that means I get to fire up the Barbie, grill up some burgers, and watch some great ball. Now let's flip it back to you.
All right, so a lot has happened in Hollywood this week. A Real Housewife of New Jersey star pleads guilty to federal fraud charges.
Meanwhile, an Oscar night selfie crashes Twitter. We'll be right back.
This financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I did nothing. Uh-oh. Okay, I stole a cheeseburger once. I'm a dog.
Movement. Along with weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
You know, we have definitely talked about selfies here before, but I think the one at the Oscars might top this.
But before we talk more about that selfie, I have some juicy updates about reality TV star Teresa Giudice. Real Housewives of New Jersey stars Teresa and Joe Giudice could be going to prison. On Tuesday, the two pleaded guilty to federal fraud charges, including conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud and lying on mortgage and loan applications. In a statement, Teresa said she is taking responsibility for the mistakes she made years ago. Both will be sentenced in July. Barkat Abdi, the actor who played the head pirate in the movie Captain Phillips, is apparently broke. The New Yorker reports the 28-year-old only earned $65,000 for his performance, and that was more than 2 years ago. Since that time, the actor has worked in a mobile phone store, but quit when the movie came out. Now he's reading parts, hoping for his next movie role. And the home of Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom was apparently burglarized. KCAL KCBS reports Khloe was in the process of moving out of the San Fernando Valley home after she sold it, when she discovered some of her high-value property was missing. That's when she called the police. The house is in a gated community and has been vacant since the two split last year. In other news, Scarlett Johansson is having a baby. E-Online is reporting the Avengers star and her fiancé, Romain Dariac, are expecting their first child. The two announced their engagement 6 months ago. Congrats, you two. And Katy Perry is a big star on the stage, but what happens when she steps in front of the weather wall? Take a look at this clip from Australia.
25 with a shower or two and a possible storm for Canberra. Canberra.
The pop star tried her hand at forecasting on 7 Network's Australia morning show. The pronunciations of some cities tripped her up, but Perry told viewers if they didn't understand her forecast, they could get the weather on their phone. Perry is in Australia to promote her upcoming world tour. And former That 70s Show stars Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher will reunite on the small screen. CBS announced Kunis will play a possible love interest for Kutcher on an upcoming episode of 2.5 Men. The actress is slated to play Vivian, a free-spirited world traveler who catches the eye of Kutcher's Walden. But when the two meet, Walden is set to propose to another woman. Kunis and Kutcher, a real-life couple, starred on the retro sitcom That 70s Show for 8 seasons. And the host of this year's MTV Awards is Conan O'Brien. The comedian and late-night talk show host announced he will host the award show for the first time. O'Brien has previously hosted the Emmy Awards. The MTV Movie Awards airs live from the Nokia Theater in Los Angeles on April 13th. And speaking of award shows, I know I'm not the only one who tuned in to watch the Academy Awards this past Sunday. But something other than the awards has been the talk of the town. It seems that Ellen DeGeneres' selfie went so epic that it ended up crashing Twitter. But not only that, it has gotten the Simpsons treatment as well. Jared Leto tweeted the hilarious picture of the celebs animated as characters in the iconic series, saying, quote, "I've officially joined The Simpsons, #Oscars," end quote.
One pig in the wheelchair is putting smiling faces on disabled faces. CNN's Chris Anderson has the story.
With a name like Chris P. Bacon, it's pretty easy to make people smile.
Hi, Piggy.
And there were a lot of smiling faces Wednesday morning at Franciscan Hospital for Children in Brighton. The children welcoming this special guest, a 1-year-old pot-bellied pig. But this is a special pig. Chris was born without the use of his back legs and was set to be euthanized. That's when Len Lucero stepped in, saving Chris's life and then changing his life by making this wheelchair for him to get around with. His story of hope is bringing hope to children facing similar challenges.
Most of the children here, particularly coming from the school, are in wheelchairs, and to have a pig sharing that experience with them, must be really an exciting time for them.
Because how often do you get to see a pig in a wheelchair who loves munching on Cheerios?
I want to take him home because he is funny.
He is funny. And likes to make funny noises.
Daddy's talking to us.
Is he talking to us?
Yeah.
Let's call him over. Hey, Chris. How cool is it to be here with the kids? That's pig for very cool. Silly question, because who wouldn't like a pig with so much laughter to give?
That's it for all of us here at OC News. I'm Alexis Moffett.
And I'm Rebecca Walzak. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.